welcome back to Cowabunga Corner Snap Reviews. In this episode, I am talking about a new card game that is for adults. Yes, adults, and I do mean adults. If your kid asks to buy this game, say no, because this is definitely an adult game. It is called Never Have I Ever. A lot of people have heard of the drinking game for Never Have I Ever, and I've seen different ways of playing it on different shows and stuff now that I know the card game. And then there's this new one. This is the card game. And I found out about it at Toy Fair 2015. So, yes, just recently. And I got to play the game. And I found it really fun. So, of course, I have it now. And on my trip back from Toy Fair, I played this game with several friends. Now, of course, as you can see, this is an unopened box so that I can actually do a proper review. But yes, I have already played the game, and it is fun. It is the game of poor life decisions. And it is really got some stinker cards in here. So to do a proper review for Cowabunga Corner, we have actually decided not to share any of the really dirty cards since this is a family-friendly show. And we are going to share some of the other cards and say, hey, this is how you play the game. So let's break this open. Now, in front of me, I have two stacks of cards. I have a red stack, and I have a dark blue stack. And these are the cards you need for the game. There is a lot more blue than there is red, because the red is the rule cards, while the blue is the cards that have the questions or the guilty phrases on them. Guilty or not guilty, it's up to you. And there are several different rules. In fact, in my hand, each of these cards are a different rule. And I did not go through to see if these are all the rules there are. But there's a lot of repeat rules, too. So if you pull out a card, likelihood you're going to see this rule card again a few cards down when it's shuffled right. So everyone gets to play these rules. Everyone gets to go through these cards. To win the game, you have to have been guilty to 10 cards. And when you are guilty to a card, you have it face up in front of you. And you must have at least 10 cards in your hand at all times. This way, you're going through the game with the same amount as everybody else. And you're watching your score build up. Whenever you discard a card or something, you take a new card from the box. And the box is used quite often with some of these rule cards. Let's give an example of what one of the rule cards is. I'm shuffling it, and I grab up a rule card. The way it works is everybody's turn, they get a different rule card. And the game goes by whatever this card says. So this one says to the left. Everyone passes a play card to the person on their left. One by one, each person answers the play card given to them. So if I was to take a card from this hand, worn another person's underwear. My answer would be no. I have never worn another person's underwear. And I will put that into the discard pile. And then this to the left gets put inside underneath the stack of red cards. Just so that keeps going. You pull, the next person pulls the card, draw 2 cards. I have to draw 2 new play cards from the box and answer them. So I look over to the box. I'm going to pretend this is the box since these are the safe hands. But we're pulling these from the box. And farther than the boss's office. I'm sure I'm guilty of that somewhere. So I will have that face up. Lied about my occupation. Yes, I have lied about my occupation in the past. For me, that lie was mainly to get bullies off my back, and it was done back when I was in junior high. So I didn't always tell the truth to the bullies, but I've never lied about it on like an application or to somebody that I wanted to stay friends with, or even most people that I meet that I don't know. I've only lied about that to people who have severely ticked me off. And I'll say, yeah, here's a picture of me with so-and-so. This is what I do. And back then, it didn't seem like much harm, but now these days, that lies come back to bite me in the butt with people who actually did that job, saying that they know I was there. Don't ask me how. It was a school joke. But that's what could happen with the game. When you are actually guilty of something, you put it out there and you can tell a story about it and get a lot of laughs from the people who's with you. They do recommend this to be played 4 to 12 players. And obviously with one player here, you guys are not going to hear all the laughter or see all the other stuff that comes out of other people. But this is an idea of what the game does. You take that draw 2 card, put it on the bottom, and then you have an awkward moment. Everyone passes a play card to me. Once I have everyone's play card, I must answer them all. Ouch. No, I don't want to answer all their cards. Boo! And you go through and you have to answer yes or no. Now remember, the way of actually getting a winning deck is by being guilty. The way of losing the game is being too innocent. And most of the people I've played the game with have been quite innocent, to where the cards I have already played are the type of cards that they will be guilty of. Most of the cards inside this deck we're passing around as laughs and goofing off with, but not really guilty of. I need to play this game with some guilty people and see them actually blush and go OMG to what they've done. Now, this is a fun deck of cards. I enjoy it. The worst card for me, because it wins the game. Seriously, if this card is pulled, somebody in the game has always won. And this card is called Winner Takes All. I hate it when Winner Takes All is pulled because it ends the game too early sometimes. But everyone picks all of the play cards that they are guilty of and lays them on the table face up from their hand. And whoever has the most play cards adds them to their winning pile. Everyone else discards, draws new play cards. So, if you have somebody who's guilty of, let's see, lied while playing Never Have I Ever. I haven't had the need to do that. Cursed at a stranger. I have done that. Anyone who drives and gets cut off by somebody they don't know, yeah, you end up cursing. Taking someone else's idea at work. No, I'm not guilty of that. Have my boss tell me that my work sucks. Yes, I've had that happen. I had a job at a hotel as a housekeeper and had a boss that was over me being extremely rude, and really wasn't the best boss I've ever had. And I ended up quitting the job because of her. She was right on my case. The other boss didn't seem to have a problem with my work, but this boss was right on my case. We were told we had a half hour to a room. If I wasn't out of a room within 15 minutes, this boss would be right on my back telling me how horrible I was. And sometimes you walk into a room and the carpet and the beds are covered in melted wax. You can't get out of that room in 15 minutes. You got to actually clean it. So, yeah, I've had some rotten bosses who've turned around and gotten in my face. Locked my keys in the car while it was running. Yes, I've done that. Luckily these days, if you call somebody who has one of the button keys for your car, they can unlock it for you. Puked out the window of a moving vehicle. Not out the window. I puked in a moving vehicle, but not out the window, so that one doesn't count. Witnessed a crime done and did nothing about it. Yeah, I have done that a few times, especially when I was younger and more afraid of what was going on around me. These days I do try to stand my ground, but I also know when there is nothing I can do. Had someone else do my work and pretended it was my own. No, I'm usually very good and proud of what I can do, and if I can't do it, I don't want to take credit, because then it's like going, oh, this person could do it, and it will be shoved on you more. That's like a double-edged sword to do that. Totaled a car. I believe I totaled a car. I was dragged down the expressway. I watched the bumper and the hood go flying off the car over my car. And the insurance company's had it repaired, and it's never been the same. I think I totaled it, but the insurance company did not consider it totaled, so it doesn't count. Done the walk of shame. That's a question mark for me. See, I played this card once and said, yeah, I'm guilty. I've done some shameful things where I walked away feeling extremely guilty. And then my friends tried to correct me and say there's an actual official term for what that means. It doesn't say the official term on here. So in my opinion, the walk of shame can be anything from breaking something and walking away shamefully, not admitting it to people, to doing a very bad performance at a play and feeling horrible that the play went over so badly and taking all the blame on yourself. There's so many different reasons to be ashamed and feeling bad inside that the walk of shame could mean too much. And that gives me only 7 cards. That's it. Did not win the game. Most of these cards went over here. But as you can tell, most of the cards in my hands were not that bad of cards because I sorted a little bit. I cheated. But I did that for the sake of Cowabunga Corner. I love this game. And I'm willing to play the game uncensored with anyone. And I'm hoping that we can play this at events. Midwest Media Expo. Find me. I will have my game with me. And I would be happy if I don't have another scheduled event to sit down and play around with a group of fans just hanging out. This would be something fun, something to laugh about, and just some awkward moments, as one of the cards is called. It'd be interesting. I don't mind at all having a blast. And another card game, for those who don't know about it already, that is kind of similar, and I'm bringing it up because it's kind of similar, so if you know about it, and you're interested now in this game, yes, there is a similarity between Cards Against Humanity, very popular adult card game right now, to the game of Poor Life Decisions, Never Have I Ever. This one is a party game for horrible people. This one is just poor life decisions. I've also taken notice that the people who've actually made a lot of poor life decisions are really afraid of this game, but are so willing to play this game. I challenge you who have made poor life decisions, those who fear the idea of doing the game, to actually play this game. The link for the game on Amazon is below in our descriptions on www.cowabungacorner.com. Check out Never Have I Ever if you dare. We will catch you next time here on Cowabunga Corner with more games and toys and awesome things to review. Until next time, Cowabunga!